There's one type of sales call that will drive you absolutely insane, guys. And after taking 4,000 sales calls, I can confirm that is a fear-based objection. When you don't know how to handle it, you will go bonkers because you try to handle it logically and it is an emotional experience. I've watched thousands of sales calls, I've taken thousands of sales calls, and what I know for sure is that the reps who learn this in B2C sales and high ticket sales will absolutely crush it, and the ones who don't are literally going to get plowed on a day-to-day basis. So if you don't want to be that rep who's getting screwed over on every single call, listen to the end, take notes. We're gonna go through the theory, we're gonna go through the framework, and we're gonna make sure that you have the exact steps, and then there's gonna be a PDF at the end that you can download so that you can study this yourself. By the way, if we haven't met yet, my name is Mason. I've been in remote high ticket sales since 2019, 2020. I've closed over $7 million online. And I just love seeing people be more abundant in their life. So if that resonates and you want more free tips, you can go ahead and join the free school. But let's dive right in. So the first thing is the theory, right? You need to understand what is a fear-based objection. In my mind, a fear-based objection is when prospect is at the point where, number one, this is the right thing. Number two, this is the right time. You've gotten through the logistics, meaning they have the money, they could do it, they should do it, but they just ain't doing it. And you're looping, right? You're going over and over and you're just like trying to punch and box your way through this battle. The biggest issue fundamentally that I see when I'm reviewing my sales teams right now is that they try to handle this emotion as if it's logic, right? They hear things from their prospect and they treat it as truth, and therefore they fall into their prospect's frame. So the first thing that I need you to understand is that fear has a very good, it's like the ego. It's really good at lying. It's actually very convicted and it sounds logical, but it's not. So the first belief I want you to install as a salesperson is that when I get these objections, they are emotional, not logical. I want you to write that down. They are emotional, not logical. Because if you don't get that, nothing we do moving forward on this video, nothing that you do moving forward in sales is going to make sense. So please write that down. Now, in this section, I want to go over a couple of the ways that fear disguises itself, right? Like I said, it's very convicted, it sounds legit, and there's a couple common phrases that I hear on sales calls that kind of give it away, right? You've gone through logistics, you've gotten the tie down. Do you feel like this is the right thing for you? Yes, and why? They've convinced themselves. You know that now is a good time in their life. You know they have the money. After we go through all that, when I hear things like, I don't want to be impulsive, that's just the way I do things. I don't want to make an emotional decision. I always do things this way. I'll move once I feel a full body yes. Every one of these, they have one thing in common. They sound disciplined. They sound wise. They sound mature. That's the trap. They're not. Boom. That's the belief that you need to crush it, is that none of those are actually wise. They are just fear speaking as if it's wisdom. It's not, it sounds good, but it's a trap. So fundamentally, during fear-based objections, we're gonna go over the framework here in a second, but we need to slow down, not just for the prospect, but for ourselves, so we can discern what is real and what is BS. So when you're in objection handling, I need you to slow it down, because this isn't just about closing a deal, it's about helping this person, right? And what they're giving you, this pattern that they're giving you, is exactly what's keeping them stuck in their life, not just in your program, but in their relationships, in their finances, and their health, like literally everything that they want and in their life, like usually, especially when you guys sell B2C, heavy personal development type content, this pattern that you're dealing with is going to help them get to where they want to go, which is incredibly transformational. These people think that they're not taking a risk by avoiding the decision, but it couldn't be further from the truth, right? Sometimes the riskiest thing we can do in life is do nothing and just stay a stagnant, dead, numb version of ourselves who isn't leveling up and who has no passion, no joy, no growth. Like, that is a risky existence in my book. So let's go ahead and walk through the actual framework. I've got the PDF pulled up right here that I teach to my sales teams, and you guys will be able to download it as well. Let's just go through the 6 steps. There's name it, normalize it, confirm they want it. I call it the 2 paths is number 4. Number 5 is binaries. And number 6 is close it out. So if you want, go ahead and download that resource. It'll be inside my free school. You can DM me there and just DM me fear, and I'll send it to you for free. It'll automatically send over. So the first few pieces of fear are really about naming it and normalizing it, right? We can't objection handle fear if we don't get someone to admit or realize that it's a little bit of hesitance or a little bit of fear that's actually holding them back, right? Until you shine the light on the elephant in the room and we all agree that the elephant's in the room, we can't even play the game of handling fear-based objections. That's really important Because I watch people try to use fancy fear reframes, but if you don't actually name the fear, you're gonna sound like an absolute freaking idiot when you're using all those fancy reframes and tools because you don't even have foundational agreement that we're in fear. So here's how we name it. Okay, John, so it sounds like part of you is like fully in, right? Like you really want this. This is like exactly what you need. And there's another part that's just a bit, I guess, hesitant about making the decision, the commitment. Is that right? Boom. I got this from parts integration and NLP, right? There's oftentimes a part of us that really wants to do it, and there's oftentimes a part of us that doesn't want to do it, right? The scared part. And that is inner conflict. That is fear. So I find that to be one of the most effective ways to get someone to admit that they're fearful without saying, hey, are you scared? Hey, are you fearful right now? Because if I say that, the word fear or the word scared, their ego will go up, their resistance will go up, because no one wants to look fearful. No one wants to look scared, because then we look like an idiot. Don't do that, please, for the love of God. So sounds like part of you is fully in, like 100%, like this is exactly what you want. It's honestly the right time. It's gonna help you out. And then there's another part of you that's just a little bit hesitant about making the commitment. Is that right? By the way, I have another video where I actually review a call using this at an advanced level. If you guys want that, go ahead and join my school and just comment, DM me NLP, and I'll know exactly which one it is. I have a sales call in my vault that I will send directly to you where I apply that parts integration. But let's come back to the framework. So once we name it, they've bought in that it's just hesitance, then we can normalize it. We have to normalize and minimize. So what does that sound like? Step 2 on the PDF. So that's super normal. Like honestly, if you didn't have that, I would think you're a bit crazy. Like anytime we approach change, it's normal to feel a bit of nerves. And then we roll into step 3, which is where we do a zoom out and we realign them back to their outcome, their dream outcome. Okay, so just stepping back, like the biggest question is, do you want to get to dream outcome? Like, is that important to you? So what we do is we just realign them back to what they said they wanted. We don't say, do you want to join my program? Please don't do that. We don't say, do you want XYZ deliverable? Don't do that. We focus it back to the North Star. They'll say, yes, it is important to me. And you go, okay, and why is it important to you? Allow them to resell themselves on why the dream outcome is important. We're getting them onto an emotional high. Perfect. Now we move down into step 4, which is where we take the fear and we essentially convert it, right? We take it, because right now their fear is, if I do this, it means that I am taking risk. And this is where we convert it to, if they don't do this, it means that they're taking risk. Here's what it might sound like. Okay, John, so there's really like 2 things that we can do with hesitation, right? Like 1, we can actually lean into it, we can overcome it, we can step through it, get a system in place, XYZ, so you can ABC, right? And 2 is we let it overcome us, right? Like we stay stuck in the same situation. So I guess I'm just curious, if we let that hesitation, that way of thinking, keep making the call and keep us here, like in this position you've been in the last 3 years, where does that lead us? What we just did there is like a past, present, future, right? Like if they keep using a past behavior in the present moment, where does that lead them into the future? So we can kind of connect things on a temporal plane, like on a time plane. They will see the dots connect. They'll go, oh man, that'll lead me to problem, problem, problem. Wow, okay. And are you okay with that? They go, no. You go, why not though? Because most people would just let the fear and that voice, the mind, overcome them. And then they're gonna justify why they are gonna overcome the mind, why they are gonna overcome the fear. Perfect. Now we roll into binaries. This is if needed before closing it out, right? Binaries are just simple yes or no questions or this or that questions. And the purpose of these is to build momentum before asking for the close. And also, when someone is in fear, they're not in their prefrontal cortex, right? They're more in their amygdala, they're more in their fear brain, they're in their monkey mind. And we need to help them clarify this and make it easy, because the fear brain has a tendency to make decisions too complicated. They overthink like crazy. And our job with these little binaries is just to take something that they're making really complicated and focus it into little digestible bits that they can actually buy into. So what that might look like is like, well, if we had actually solved this 6 months ago, would we be closer or further to your goals? Okay, and like, what do you think is gonna put you in a better position? Is it getting the help or not getting the help? You know, like it's little, simple, yes, no's, this or that questions. We usually do 2 or 3 of them. And then they are a bit, I don't wanna say a bit of pressure, but they are kind of intense. They are very direct, right? Because it's bang, bang, snap, snap. Like they have a cadence to them. So what we want to do is after we get a few of those binaries is close out the sale with an open-ended, softer question. Yes, 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 we're getting the binaries. Okay, John, so knowing all that, like what do you feel you need to do to put yourself in the best possible position to win? They're going to say things like, well, I need to do it. Okay, so what are you going to do? What do you feel you should do then? How do you feel like we should proceed? Where do you want to go from here? Like, we let them come to the conclusion that they should do it, and then we ask them what do they want to do. That framework right there, if you guys can actually understand that and see that we're essentially turning fear into fuel, then you are going to be able to absolutely crush it and dominate on your sales calls. So go ahead, download this PDF, go through it multiple times. I suggest that you practice this not just on a sales call the first time, but in role plays, because if you mess this up and it sounds awkward and you botch it, things are going to get totally funky. In some of my upcoming videos, I'm going to go over some of the reframes, analogies, and storytelling techniques that you can use in tandem with these methods so that you'll be able to actually go a little bit further. Because what you're going to notice with fear-based objection handling is you guys are going to go through this framework, and it's going to sometimes still be a little bit of hesitation left. And to get that last bit where we get them over the edge, we're probably going to need a story, an analogy, a reframe, something to just help them finally get it to click and to take action. So be on the lookout. That'll be in one of my future videos. We're going to actually do a part 2 of this and go into all of those tools so you guys can absolutely crush it. If you guys made it this far, I just want to say thanks for sticking around, and go ahead and like and subscribe. Money Magnet Mason here, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.